Welcome back, everybody. It has been a year since I've done videos. Over a year. I was making them every day, and I missed it so much. I missed you guys so much into doing this. And I thought, what better way to do my first video than with my mentor, my brother, my friend.
Thanks, my friend.
I'm feeling a little emotional too, because this is the first, and I just had 4 days at the International School of Detoxification where we're hearing truth, we're hearing simplicity, we're not hearing any BS money-making schemes that have like agendas behind. We're going straight to the cause instead of alleviating symptoms, which the whole allopathic, which you've taught us, and it's just, I'm so honored. I mean, we've talked, and we've talked like this off of camera. I mean, it's such a beautiful soul you are.
Thanks.
You are it, and I got to share with Dr. Morse something that I have been working on with his teachings, and we've been doing this in LA, which is worldwide because it's on the web, and it is growing. And this is the 7-day Pure Energy Cleanse.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Scratch that. The doctor approved 7-day Pure Energy Cleanse.
No, that's a good thing. I really love what you're doing there.
Thank you.
Absolutely. People really get a good sense of what it's like to be moved through, that deeper, energetic, chemical life of vitality, and you're moving them through that. I like that.
Thank you. Well, I wanted to be that bridge, because a lot of people, when they see fruit, and it's all fruit, and they're like, whoa, that's a little much. We know lots of people, so many that go straight for it.
Right.
But most of the world, they kind of want an easy lead in and maybe a lead out to regular, quote unquote, not the regular that they're used to, but starting to do more foods that are just not fruit, just straight fruit, even though fruit's the top of the mountain.
It is.
And we're going to get to that.
It is.
Woo, top of the mountain, baby.
I'm telling you.
Remember
Ian?
Yeah.
Once you get to tasting superior fruit, you just want more. You crave more because they're designed for man. So they're sweet, they're tasty. That's where the tastes are.
Yes.
In lettuces, you got to add some taste. You bring in an avocado, or you bring in a cucumber or a pepper to bring in some flavor.
Yes.
But fruit.
Wham!
Fruit.
It's so good, man. And that's the thing, is that fruit. We go to 95% of the world out there are like, watch the sugar in fruit. There's something wrong with nature. Like nature made a mistake. Like if we think about it, if we dumb down, we talk about dumbing down for a little bit, and it's like, if we think about it, fruit is bad for us.
I'll be honest with you, it felt like I was missing for a few years, because it just seems like that here lately, especially the last 10 years, it's like people had a vendetta to discredit fruit. And I'm thinking, we are frugivores as a Homo sapien race.
Yes.
Why would you discredit the very food?
Yes.
And it says negative forces again,
pulling
you into eating billy goat food when we're Homo sapiens. and you can't do that and stay well and healthy,
Grazing on the grass, right?
But a billy goat will eat literally anything.
Wow.
Literally anything.
Wow.
Including cans. So, I mean, it's just like, this is where people are on this planet.
And people are eating cans because it's leaching into the food that's dead.
Totally. Eating the metals right with it.
Oh,
and, of course, if it don't taste good, which it generally doesn't, then you've got spices of all kinds, but they're not good spices. They're all kinds of MSGs and all kinds of stuff like that. So it's just, when you start moving into how God made things and the flavors of good, properly grown fruits, berries, and melons, and vegetables, and picked.
Yes.
Nirvanic, it energizes you, it cleans you.
Yes.
As you see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and that's the thing, is like, fruit to me is the end all be all.
Yeah.
It is. And there's so many people, well, I have diabetes. No fruit. I have candidas. No fruit. I have cancer. Don't feed it fruit. Yeah. And it's such a thing. And it's like, why do they do that? And I've come up with the obvious. there's not a lot of money behind fruit.
Right.
If there was a lot of money in fruit,
Right.
we would be living in a different world right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But the money is in the pharmaceuticals.
Sure.
The money's in the powders and the process
Sure.
of anything.
Absolutely.
Anytime we go away from nature, man gets more involved,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're dealing with dis-ease.
It's such a mess right now, and what you're saying, it's such a mess out there because you've had people with no knowledge tell other people what types of food's good for them.
Yes.
So you have in this country the American Dietetics Association. They have no clue about chemistry, no clue about chemistry in foods and how they mix or not mix. They don't know how the chemistry of foods interacts with the chemistry of the body. So you have a very ignorant associations and groups dictating to man what they should be eating from just what you said, a
Yes.
commercial aspect.
Yes.
The Dairymen's Association's paying them so much. You should have milk at every meal.
Yes.
You know,
Milk does the body
It
good.
does. So no one pays us to tell you the truth.
Yes. Yeah.
We're not even, we're God people.
Right.
We're both God people, and we don't want money for nothing. We want you to get well and happy and healthy.
Yes. Yes. And if anybody out there wants to get osteoporosis, we recommend drinking as much milk as possible, which is the opposite, because we're leaching the calcium out of the bones.
And that's what the last study showed on milk. The last study showed just what you said, Steve, that drinking milk leaches calcium out of it. It's like, what?
Right. And for those of you who are kind of new to all of this, how that works is that milk is very acidic. It's one side of chemistry. And our bones, calcium is very alkaline. So the body in its infinite wisdom will start to say, hey, we got to balance ourselves. And this is why we're leaching calcium. This is why we have excess cholesterol to buffer the acids. This is why we hang on to all this water for dear life to try to dilute the toxins.
Well, think about this, too. There is some calcium in milk, but you're ultra-pasteurizing it.
Yes.
So you're super cooking it.
Yes.
And when you cook chemistry, guess what happens? They bond and lock together, and they become more of an acid. So you notice if you eat ice cream, you get mucus.
Yes.
Then you have a cold and flu-like symptom, and mucus starts coming out. And so medical doctors blame some bizarre bacteria's problem or something like that that's created this mucus, and it's just all your dairy products.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and then mucus in, mucus out.
Yes.
You put it in.
Yes.
And these are milk proteins. The body does not like dairy proteins.
Yes. And milk is maybe the healthiest food in the entire world if it's when we're babies and from our same species.
I love what you're saying, from our same species.
You know,
If we're going to sell milk on the market, we need to sell monkey milk.
Right.
Why would we sell cow's milk, which is a totally different vertebrate than the Homo sapien?
Let's get some monkey milk.
Size difference. You could fit on the rear end of a cow.
Wow. Right? Right? And it's like the protein that we think we're getting from the cow is really the secondhand protein from the grass that hopefully they're getting. It's not grains anymore.
So the cow ate the grass to create the tissue, and then man says, well, you know what, we'll just eat the tissue and get the same thing. It doesn't work that way in chemistry.
Yes.
It doesn't work that way.
And that's the thing, okay, this is why this man, but he has broken it down, and he's broken it down with what he has learned as a biochemist, as a naturopathic doctor, with all his studies for decades, and it gets really simple, not complicated.
You think they can take simple?
I don't think so. They're like, but where are they getting their protein?
Exactly.
Where does Ian Michael Myers get his protein?
Oh my God! You know that's the whole thing. There's the same problem with protein and amino acids as it is with carbohydrates and starch and sugars. Because everybody says, well, you can't have carbs.
Yes.
What they don't understand, carbon is the main constituent in life you need. Oxygen and carbon are essential for life. Without that, you don't breathe, you don't live, you don't have life.
Right.
So carbohydrates are essential over amino acids for life.
Yes.
We are carbon-based beings.
Yes.
We have nitrogen, but we're carbon-based beings. So carbohydrates are essential.
Yes.
You complex carbohydrates, you have starch.
Exactly.
All right. Same thing with amino acids. Amino acids, you have to have them. Anything that has structure is made of amino acids.
Is that real?
No. But if I complex those amino acids,
Yeah.
now I have meat. I have a complex structure, but I can't use it.
Yes. So you have a choice. Do you want it complex or do you want it simple? And the thing is that the food that you eat, even if you have meat, it's going to break down into sugar anyway. You might as well go straight to the source of the simple sugars that are found in nature.
Absolutely.
Right? And it's same thing with the amino acids. You can go get a big piece of meat and you can't use one bit of that protein until it's broken down into the amino acids.
It's that simple. These are facts. So you have a lengthy digestive process that is an acidic process for meats. And so when you're already hurting and in pain and you're already highly acidic, you're just dumping more acids in. So it's acid on top of acid.
Yes.
And people wonder, that's chemotherapy.
Yes.
Acid on top of acid.
Yes.
And that's the experience you get, is more acid, more pain, more suffering.
Yes.
There's no wellness to putting acids on top of acid, is it?
No. The allopathic community is like, we have an acid. Let's help the situation by giving it more acid.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's insane.
I mean, it's like, it's so simple and obvious when we're on this side finally, but there is a whole world out there that doesn't get it, and they've been hypnotized by big pharma and the Western medical, this whole thinking, and it's not that we're totally against it. We say, hey, if we have an emergency or stuff like that, like if we get hit by a car, we're not going to say, give me a tangerine.
Right.
We're going to say,
if your hand is laying off to the side, you want a good surgeon for sure. but after the surgeon gets done, we can show you how to regenerate those tissues that were traumatized or damaged at an accelerated rate and not have the scar tissue, not have the adhesions, not have the trouble that they have in these areas that are already highly acidic. Then with the trauma, more acidic, we teach them how to heal faster, too.
Yes.
So there's all levels. This is a perfect place for you to be, is in the natural health field. It's a feel-good field. It turns around all your problems, whether you've got tumors or whether you're full of inflammation. This takes all this out of you. It rebuilds cells that are weak. And Steve here knows the secret of genetically remembering the cells in the body.
Yes. So now we're getting deep, but I don't want to get too deep.
We don't want to get deep.
We don't like to do. We'll get deep toward the end.
Okay. Right, no deep.
But I want to start to go through the 7-day Pure Energy cleanse. The last thing I want to say about protein is, where does a gorilla that's estimated to bench press 3,500 pounds get his protein from?
Good question.
I mean, really?
My boy said that. And a little bitty orangutan, totally a frugivore, can rip a human apart. It's like, excuse me, and we are of that type of species.
Yes.
We are a frugivore species. We're a tropical species, according to National Geographic.
Yes. And our DNA makes up 99-point-something% of the primates.
It does.
And we stand like them. Everybody knows we kind of look like them. They're just more hairy.
We don't look like cows. We don't look like horses. We don't look like anything else. And yet we're eating like everything else except our species.
Right.
Exactly.
And that's
sad. And when you guys learn that you eat that way, health, vigor, vitality.
Big time.
Roof. Yeah, look at it.
Give me a roof.
Give me a roof. You're bad.
I'm so bad at being good.
So bad at being good.
So the 7-day Pure Energy cleanse. First of all, I was honored that you gave it a check.
I thought it was a pretty good thing for you. Yeah, you got a nice setup there.
Well, great. So I want to take you guys through it pretty quickly. And the basic is this. We go to the top of the mountain. Dr. Morse talks about top of the mountain, where we go into fruit. This is not until the middle of the cleanse. Most cleanses go up to the top, and then they go back into regular thing, and they say, oh, that cleanse was good. I lost this much of weight, and now I don't have anything to talk about because I have gained it all back. I've just gone back there. So there is a lead-in. So the way it looks is like a triangle. If you could picture a triangle. Day 1 and 7 are the base, okay? Day 2 and 6, we go up the mountain a little. Day 3 and 4, up a little more. Day 4, top of the mountain, baby.
Top of the mountain, baby. Gotta clean them out.
Right, and the day 4 is really what Dr. Morse teaches in his book, the Detox Miracle Source book. This is the top of the mountain. And what I have done is kind of added a little bit of things for the people that eat the hamburgers and hot dogs and the pizzas and the burritos and everything that I would eat and are like, wait, that's a little bit too intense. So we start off by, fruit is the base anyway. Through the whole 7 days, fruit is the base. But on days 1 and 7 for salad at night, we have a little bit of cashew dressing or a nut dressing like that. Just because it's heartier, it's heavier, and people are like, okay, not too much. And then we go to day 2 and 6, and now we get into the avocados. Little less work on digestion, which means anytime there's less work on digestion, the body has more energy to do what it wants to do more than anything in the world, and that's heal itself.
Exactly.
And it will as soon as we get out of the way. This man has helped people get out of their own way. And when I say people, I'm talking many people for many years. And this is, I mean, Dr. Morse, you know, like you have changed the world, and we're just starting now.
Just starting.
Now with social media, because you got into social media not too long ago, and you're blowing up with that. And I personally want to get this guy like around the world. It is like this needs to be told.
Well, we are, you know, and we're becoming a one. So we're having all these healing centers designed in Costa Rica.
Yes.
We've got several countries out there, from Romania to Ireland, that we want to put healing centers. These countries are begging because no one knows how to cure anything. No one knows how to be well. No one knows how to take someone that's riddled full of what medical doctors call cancer and bring them into Wellville. This guy does. This is what we've been doing for 50 years, is cleaning people up and regenerating the tissue inside of them. So for me, that program you have is excellent for you to get a taste of how to get well and how to get yourself dynamic, and also how to spiritualize yourself.
Oh yeah,
well, that's what that happens. It brings it right in, baby.
Totally, and we're going to talk about the 7 holistic health practices too.
Yeah.
So if we're at day 2 and 6 now with the avocado, with a salad, now we're going to stay with avocado on 3 and 5, but now it's a soup. So now it's blended for you, which means less digestion, which means more energy to do what your body wants to do more than anything in the world, and that is heal itself.
There you go.
All right? And then we get to day 4, top of the mountain, baby. Now this is where it gets fun. Like the energetics of fruit, where we talk about the angstrometer, go from 0 to 10,000, and we're at 9 and 10 with the fruit world, the top.
11 and 12 with the fruit world. Fruits go all the way up to 12, maybe even 13 or 14, depending on how they're.
I didn't even know this. This is information I'm learning right now.
Vegetables are more below 10.
Yes.
Fruits are above 10.
Yes.
So fruits are double the energy that most humans have.
Yes. Yes.
A fruit has double the energy that most humans you see walking.
That's why when people get on the fruit, they feel amazing. However, there's this little thing called detoxification
that little thing.
That comes in, and that's when people run for the hills, and that's when they get to with everybody and their mother, and they say, where are you getting your protein? This is silly. Stop doing this. And this is why I'm here on this planet, is to really help people with the social eating and how to deal with the people on the side when they're saying this, that, and the other. And it's like, we got to keep remembering this stuff. And you're doing this, and every time I get near you and hear you, it's like, okay, it's it reinforces what I know deep down inside anyway.
Yeah.
That is the key. And it's like deep down inside, people know, like if you give a baby a choice between a steak on a table and a mango, the baby will go after the mango 10 out of 10 times. Always. Until it has been programmed differently.
Exactly.
And that is the whole, we're trying to deprogram. I think it was Yoda that said, you must unlearn what you have learned, Luke.
Exactly.
We got to unlearn.
You got to unlearn that. You hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
You know, people don't realize they're a product of the mind instead of a product of consciousness.
Yes.
And so the mind works in grooves. You train the mind like you train a baby to respond the same each time, or you train an animal to respond each time.
Yes.
The mind's a trainable instrument. It isn't you.
Yes.
It's a trainable instrument. And that's where governments know that, medical doctors know that, people know that, so they train your mind to believe in certain things that are totally not true.
Yes.
But again, prophetizing and beneficial to those sides. We're going to break those thought patterns and take you into much higher realms of understanding.
It's so great. Yeah, and if we think about it, if we step back a little bit, and this is where Dr. Morse excels, is really like stepping back, get out of this tunnel vision of what you've learned, step back and see the thing for what it is. You know, people are getting lost for the forest for the trees, like you always say, you know, and it's like when we step back, we could see the obvious. And here's the deal. that vegetables they're kind of like on the surface, right? They don't go too far down, too far up. But there is these things called trees that go way into the earth. They go deep down into the earth, and the tree is actually being pulled by the sun. And off of the branches come the color of the rainbow called fruit.
Absolutely.
And it is raw, flippin' amazing. Oh, so good.
Good, ripe, organic fruit off a tree. You start getting a smile that goes all the way up here.
It's happy food. It's sunshine food.
Oh, it is.
It's like we're eating the flippin' sun.
Exactly.
I eat sun and water, and people are like, fruit has so much sugar in it.
No.
It's 80-90% water.
No. I don't know where they get. You know why? Because fructose is a little sweeter than glucose.
Yes.
And yet it's a better sugar than glucose. Glucose needs insulin to get through a cell. Fructose does not.
Wait. No, wait. That sentence right there could put a whole few industries out of business.
Whoa.
Fructose requires no insulin to get into the cell.
None.
Let's say it one more time.
Fructose requires no insulin to get into a cell, but glucose and galactose does.
Wow, so you guys better watch those vegetables. You
Absolutely.
diabetics, you better stop doing those vegetables.
Well, good examples. Take a type 1.
Yes.
Put them all on vegetables, and their blood sugars are still going to be out the roof. Put them all on fruit, allow a few days of glucose loading, glycogen breaks down, etc., and their blood sugars go right back to normal or close to it.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now I want to go, before we wrap this up, we'll probably about 10 more minutes or so on this video, but you and me can go. Okay, so with the 7 holistic health practices. Now, these are the things besides food. A lot of people are like, well, raw is going to save me, but they're living the lifestyle that is not conductive of that. And so on day 1, we talk about the sun, okay?
Ooh, yeah.
There's this big battery 93 million miles away that's like, bam, on the earth. And that is like growing our food, if it's real food, and then that goes into our body, and we get happy. This is happy food. This is sun food. Yeah. And we go to day 2, we want to move more. We're going to have more bowel movements. We're going to move our lymph more. And we want to move around.
Oh, that's a good day.
Yeah. We're sedentary. We're like, and all of these, by the way, are practiced all day, but I put them each day and to get into more focus on my conference calls.
I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day.
To adjust each day.
Right. We want to move more. And then on day 3, we're dealing with water. We want more water. This whole cleanse, that what Dr. Morse is teaching, is really eating a lot of water. Okay, and then
through your foods.
Through your foods, that's what I mean. We're
eating
water.
We're
eating water. Okay, and then you talk in your book a little about hydrotherapy and different elements. And when we get into a natural spring, we start to heal. We start to get a lot. It's just nature.
It's
nature. And so 4, top of the mountain, LOVE, baby. Give it up with that. Roof. Now, love, the end-all, be-all. Some of you are doing this thing, and you're weighing and measuring, and you're angry, and I know people who weigh and measure, or I've heard of people weighing and measuring, and they die at 50.
Yeah.
And it's like everything they can't forgive themselves, because the deal is, it's not only what we're eating, it's what's eating us.
Exactly.
And we can't forgive this, that, or the other, and especially ourselves.
Good point. Good point, Steve.
Thank you.
Good point.
Well, love is the end-all, be-all. You
is.
exemplify that big time, yes.
Yep.
And so when we come down the mountain, we saw on day number 3, we had water, now we have air.
Ooh, I like air.
Oxygen and deep breathing.
Deep breathe from the lower abdominal area first, then your thoracic area. A lot of people just shallow breathe from the thoracic area.
Yes.
But you want to breathe down in your lower abdominal area first and then in your thoracic area, and you've got your lungs full.
Yes.
And that's a buzz.
That's a buzz. You get high off of oxygen.
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so now the deal is that when we get into this lifestyle and we're breathing however we breathe, we're getting more oxygen anyway, because our absorption, our body now can take in that. I often say that if I'm having an apple and a 5-year-old boy is having an apple right next to me, he's getting more from that apple than I am.
Yeah.
And he's getting more of the vitamin D from the sun than we're both standing in.
Yeah.
And he's breathing more of the oxygen than we're breathing the same thing. And so you're going to start to breathe better.
Absolutely.
We start to flow on, yes. Okay, so then we get to day 6, and on the other side we had movement, now we have stillness.
Oh, that's my favorite.
We want to be still. We
That's
want to
my
be
favorite.
quiet. Be still and know that I am God.
Absolutely.
That is a very profound.
Okay, so this one.
Oh yeah, come on.
This one.
Come on, baby.
Is going to be a non-thinking day.
Ooh.
All right, so
Yes.
your whole day
Yes.
is stop thinking. Practice the present moment in this day,
Yeah.
where there is no thought.
Yes.
Be free of your thoughts
Yes.
and your desires. Spend one day just hanging and enjoying every moment for that moment.
Yes.
And see what that brings you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, and in my experience, there's a lot of people who have they can't sit still. They can't meditate. It's too
That's
hard.
true.
And that is what I call mental detoxification. That's like the stories, and they need to get out, and they're whirling around. They're trying to get out. Okay? And so then day 7 is the earth. Okay?
Grounding.
We want to get down on the ground. We have these things called shoes and concrete sidewalks and streets that have cut us off from Gaia, Mother,
Really, I
the
know.
energetics of Mother.
I know.
And when anybody who has been barefoot in the forest, and you've been not only barefoot but naked,
Hey,
baby, straight up naked.
Hell yeah. I mean, you want the mother to hug you.
Yes.
You want the mother to hug you. So many people
Oh.
isolate themselves. It's like we were.
You got me
when we-
there, brother.
I know, when we do our seminars,
Yes.
and it's so cold in the rooms and stuff, and then
Yeah.
you go out into the sun. You notice how,
Yes.
like a flower, you start opening
Yes.
up toward the sun, full spectrum lighting.
Yes.
All those sunglasses away.
I know.
That make you blind.
Right.
So you really want to embrace and interface with nature in every way. Eat superior raw foods, predominantly fruits, berries, and melons. Deep breathe, get the sun, rest. Contact the earth, keep your bare foot, or wear moccasins and things like
Yes.
that. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's just so good.
It's life.
It is.
You're bringing life to your people.
That is. And it's like, and if we keep it simple, we could know that living foods produce more life.
Always.
I mean, how simple is that? If we start to cook it, if we steam it, we kill it a little. If we bake it, boil it, we kill it a little more. We nuke it or fry it, it's done.
It's
It's
man.
done. There's not even anything but the acidic
Oh,
residue.
Totally.
And the whole thing
Totally.
is acid.
Well, you're doing this. Nature does the same thing with acids we do with cooking.
Yes.
They tear atoms apart, and so now, or chemistry apart, and now you have something totally different than you
Yes.
started with.
Exactly.
And then heating bonds things, so that's a problem.
Yes.
You start eating foods that you can't use, and it goes right through you.
Yes.
And a lot of the food you eat becomes gluey, so they stick on your bowel wall.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, John Wayne
John Wayne
had
hell,
the man's
I
man,
don't know.
40 pounds
you hear
of
40?
mucoid plaque,
Oh.
fecal matter
That
in his
guy must have
colon.
ate white flour constantly,
Yeah.
white flour bread. The
Yeah.
whiter the bread, the sooner you're dead. But they probably were just eating this white, sticky, gluey starch.
Yes.
And that's what we do. We use white flour paste for paper mache.
Yes.
And in China, they still use white flour to put
Yes.
these beautiful fans together.
Yeah.
I saw that on National Geographic.
Yes.
It's like, you use white flour to put those fans together?
Wow. Well, yeah, I mean, if anybody wants more glue in their life, have more gluten.
Have more gluten. Absolutely. In Jamaica, they use white flour paste to put soles on shoes.
Yes. Yes. So check this out. Now, with a 7-day Pure Energy Cleanse, and this is what I have found that really works in presenting this to people. I do this at Whole Foods all over the place. And that is that if we want to be healthy, we need to eat an abundance of sugar, salt, hold on for a second, and fat. Now, what does that mean? Sugar, salt, and fat. This guy's crazy. Sugar, the real sugar, comes in the form of fruit. Salt, sodium, is what I really mean, and all the other minerals come first in green leafy vegetables, but they're in the fruits too.
Oh, yeah.
But in the green leafy vegetables, and then fats we want from the avocados, nuts, and seeds. But a lot of people are trying to go to the fats and the greens, and they're not seeing the first. This is why I say sugar first.
Yes, sugar always first. And
Yes.
you look at it through physiology, sugar is essential first. Because again,
Mhm.
we're using the carbon out of carbohydrates.
Yes.
Your carbohydrates is carbon and hydrogen and the like. So carbon is pulled out of there. You have your oxygen, carbon, and hydrogen carbohydrates. Your carbon is used, your hydrogen is kicked out, and then carbon mixes with oxygen, and now you have ATP. You have energy. Without sugar, you can't get that.
Yes.
Now, we said simple sugar. Complex sugar, the body can't use.
Yes.
But we're saying amino acids, but you're saying complex amino acids, the body can't use.
Yes.
So when you complex chemistry,
Yes.
the body can't use it, and you feel it. And in time, you start to become over-acidic from it.
Yes.
And shut down your kidneys. You feel the bowel full of glue. So you see why you're in there cleaning people out, rebuilding people, and plugging them into life again. I love that.
Yes. It is absolutely amazing, and how simple you keep it. And
Should be.
It
Don't
is.
you think?
I do.
We're the only species. You ever look at that? We're the only species you pay to learn how to get healthy.
You're right.
It's like, what?
Right, and out of 8 million or so species in the world,
Jeez.
that we're the only ones in the health crisis,
You know,
and we're
yeah,
the
exactly.
only ones that have crossed nature.
We don't exactly, and we don't seem like that's the only we have
Right.
ostracized ourselves from nature.
Right.
We've put concrete between and
Right.
blacktop between us and nature.
Right.
And some of that's essential.
Yes.
There's no question, but we
Yes.
mean that literally through all
Yes.
aspects of your life.
Yes.
People put roadblocks between them and wellness by the
Yes.
very things they think that's important to eat, or their taste buds dictate, or what mommy cooked.
Yes,
But
totally.
you have to break through those conditioned states of thinking if you want to be well.
Yes.
If you don't, keep down that path, because everybody that eats that are into the cancers, the fibromyalgias, the lupus,
Yes.
the Lyme. They're into all those things.
Yes.
Those that eat like you're teaching and,
Yes.
and clean their bodies out and regenerate them, they're into health and vitality with no negative symptomology.
Yes. And look
That's
at that.
simple.
Like, yeah, it's in all the other animals, except for maybe the domestic cat and dog, because
Exactly.
we got in the way,
Exactly.
are doing great.
Doing great.
They do great. There's no problems. We're the ones that think we know all the numbers. And I want to say this, like Dr. Morse knows all of the terminologies and the numbers and the big words and all of this stuff from the years and decades that he's done this. But he keeps it simple. And that is his message, to keep it simple. Keep keeping it simple.
Well, you got to. Because if you complex this, if you intellectualize this, you'll lose it.
Yes.
Because you're always adding to that. The mind never satisfied. It always has to have some other element added to it.
Yes.
When you work more in the present moment, as all the spiritual giants talk about,
Yes.
everything becomes simplistic. You begin to see things you didn't see because you were lost with your thoughts.
Yes.
Now you're not thinking, and now you can see because you are the living reality of your body, not your mind.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
That mind just gets in the way.
It's in the way. It's a tool, but when it becomes the master,
Right.
it's a lousy master.
I
It'll
heard
take
it.
you to hellville.
Yeah, I heard it's a wonderful servant, but a
Exactly,
terrible
right, it's a
master.
terrible master. Absolutely.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? No, don't think. What do you guys feel? What are you feeling right now? I mean, really, like,
Yeah, I think
let's get into some feeling for a second.
I love the feeling.
Because it's like yesterday when you always end with the spirituality in your detail.
I like to do that.
And people are just like, I mean, it's like you've broken it down first with the foods and the physical, and it starts to get more into the spirit in which we really are anyway.
Yeah.
And then you're starting to speak and ignite things in all of us that are like, that's it. Oh yes, yes, yes.
Turn that switch.
You know it, and when you feel it, you know it. And that is what the beautiful, this man is so flippin' beautiful. No, take it. You're going to have to take it. If you're around me, you're going to have to take
bad,
compliments.
man, you're bad.
No, I'm so good, it's bad.
you're bad good.
You are. You're so beautiful,
well,
brother. And,
you are too, my friend.
I mean, it's such a
You are too,
blessing
man.
to be like in your presence.
Yeah.
And you can just see, like, you see him on video, but when you come to like the school and see him in person,
It's more fun, I hope.
it's definitely more fun, but there's something that happens. You know, I've had people who have come to see you, and I brought a few this week,
Yes.
and it's like people come and they're like, yeah, he was good, like on video, he got me here, but in his presence, and I'm getting chills right now in the back of my head, because there's something, because this guy has eaten a lot of light,
Oh, thanks.
and he's full of love, light, pure energy. He
Try.
says on page 105 of the Detox Miracle Source Book in bold letters, it says, if you want to feel this pure energy, you have to consume pure energy.
Exactly.
And I was like, damn, that's the name of my company. And when I read, I was like, bam.
Damn, baby.
We're downloading from the same one.
Well, of course.
Yes.
But of course, we're all from the same source. Come on.
Yes.
I don't care what your belief systems are.
Right.
We're all from the same source. So, you know, you can ostracize yourself, but the reality is, in time, you'll come join us.
Yes.
Because there's only one road to Wellville.
Well, the only thing I know that could separate us from the source and from each other is our egos. That's it.
We don't like those.
The ego's not our amigo.
To the corner, please. Put your egos to the corner.
Yes.
And work with humility. And allow yourself to be humble for your own self. And allow yourself to be well and to get well and to expand and enjoy things far out of the realms you're used to living in. And it's just incredible. This physical world is so limited in the ability to experience.
Yes.
And when you expand outside of this thinking, unlimited ability to experience.
Yes.
Unlimited ability to experience.
Yes.
And that's more freedom and joy. Notice man is getting, if you see the negative forces, it's taking this freedom away from you. This freedom, more laws, more this, more don't, can't, stop.
Yes.
And people are getting angry for that. You see it everywhere. You see it in the right now in the States. We're fighting over the police and how they treat people. You're seeing exposure of where man needs help. You know, you have to change the way we see each other, love each other, and understand each other. Yeah. We don't have to cut off heads. We can hug each other. We need to appreciate the fact that we're different.
Yes.
That's why God made everything in its world's different, so it can appreciate differences.
Yes.
Why would you want everything the same?
I know.
You don't want everybody the same. You don't want everybody to believe the same.
Well, yeah, and we know that if we see something in somebody else that we don't like, we got work to do. Well, not them.
You bring up a good point, Steve.
Yes.
If you see something in someone you don't like, the only way you see it is if it's in you.
Damn right.
You can't see something you've never experienced or don't know about.
Exactly.
So when you recognize something, you recognize it from a position of past experience.
Yes, and that is a gift.
Yeah,
it is a gift if you choose to see it that way. You can stay your whole life blaming and pointing the finger outside, but the deal is if you spot it, you got it.
Exactly.
So, brother, I love you. You are the man.
You're the man.
You are the man. Ah, so
love
good.
You guys. Thank you
love
so
you guys.
much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. You're such a good guy.
Pure energy.